Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, a bit of a different episode from me riding around, touring around, making my adventures. Today we have the pleasure to be able to showcase to you the unboxing of the Chigee AIO-5 Play. Yes, it has finally arrived in Japan. I think it's due to be released quite soon, but I'm very privileged to be able to receive this unit, to be able to unbox it, unveil it, and hopefully create a useful video for you all. Just to explain to you a little bit how I came to this unit, I've been researching it for quite some time on the internet because I've had the Nav 6, I've had the BMW Connected Ride Navigator, and I felt every single time when I was using it for my personal case, I struggled because, as I've mentioned on my channel in the past, I can speak to a certain degree some Japanese, and I could read the modern Japanese, the hiragana and katakana, but the kanji level, the 4,000 or plus Chinese characters that I'd need to be able to understand, to be able to read and understand maps, that can be quite challenging for me. So what I found myself quite often recently is failing over and using my smartphone. Now, in my perspective, I feel that these smartphones are now putting on a lot of pressure to your typical standard Navi system, whether it be in the automobile, whether it be on the motorbike. We all know these devices are extremely powerful. They serve many purposes. So what I then started doing, I started then checking into the devices like this, which mirror what is visible on your telephone when it comes to navigating. I checked on the CarPlay ride and so forth, but I found the screen too big. It covers the top end of the screen, the LCD screen of the BMW, so it's kind of like hanging a little bit down, so it interrupts your vision on the top end of the screen of the motorbike. And then I'd gone and done more research of other people unboxing and unveiling these, and every single person that I've seen who'd done an unboxing and a review of this highly recommended this device. So I went on my journey. I contacted Chigee to see when it would be released in Japan. At this time, I believe it is not being released. I think it's going to be released very soon in Japan. So I was at the Hakuba BMW Motorrad Days 2024 event, and I was there, navigating myself through the various tents and the various vendors who had their equipment on display. And then I saw there was a company called Tenax. And I felt, okay, that's interesting. And I saw these devices, which was, I think it was the Lite device which they had on display, which has the forward camera and the back camera, a lot of other functionality on display. And I just sent Tenax an email probably a day or two prior to attending that event. So I went over to the salesperson who was there, fabulous guy, Mr. Shigeta, introduced myself, and some of my fellow riders, friends from Haneda were there as well. And they started conversing and explaining to Shigeta-san that I have a YouTube channel, that I do create weekly videos and so forth, explaining who I was in more proper Japanese, for lack of a better term. So then I basically said to Shigeta-san, I'd sent an email to Tenax and was waiting response. He understood the situation, and he said to me, he said, listen Arch, when you get home, send an email to this email address, and we'll see how we can help you out. Now, I was overwhelmed. I think within a couple of days I received an email from Shigeta-san. We shook hands at Hakuba when we departed, when I left. And he said he would sort me out and take care of me, and he has delivered. So thank you, Mr. Shigeta. Thank you. I really appreciate this. So why don't we start the unboxing of this to see what we get with this device when we purchase it here in Japan. And over the next couple of days, I'm going to do recordings of it mounted on the motorbike, and also do a test ride, because I do need to go, I think on Sunday, I need to head out to Haneda to flip back from my off-road tires to my on-road tires, so I can use it for that purpose as well. I could probably see how the various applications operate. Now, just to be very clear, people new to this and people maybe observing this video for the very first time, this is not a Navi system. All it does is it mirrors the applications which are approved either by Android or Apple. Apple, I know for sure, CarPlay, which are approved and have received the capability to be able to mirror to this device onto it from your telephone onto the device. It's not a Navigator system, right? So just to ensure that we're very, very clear on that. It will not have maps loaded on it. It will not have that kind of functionality. So let's unpack it and let's see what we get with this device. Okay, so what do we receive in this device? Let's open it up. Cool. Here is the unit, as you can see, and it's quite firmly in there. And straight away I can feel this has an amazing feel to it. The quality is very, very solid. Oh, and I like this carbon background. That is awesome. One of the other things that really impressed me of the various reviews I've seen online as well is this seal on the back end and how it mounts onto the BMW Cradle. I believe that probably is one of the best designs I've seen so far from all of the brands that are coming out of China to date. Yeah, as I mentioned, guys, this feels really, really solid. This is an amazing unit. Okay, so what else do we get with the box? I can feel something rattling in here. Okay, we get here a, what is this, a key hanger? It looks like a key hanger, yes. Oh, some stickers and a key hanger, cool. Smart writing system. I guess we'll call it a smart writing system rather than a mirroring device of your telephone. And some stickers, cool, great. That's all we get. Now we get a small screwdriver as well. Okay, cool. So I think probably the screwdriver is the bottom end. As I mentioned, the AIO-5 Lite, it has the capability to be able to do recording. I've just gone for the Play model. I don't have any cameras, and I have no need for cameras on my motorbike. So I've just gone for the standard version without the cameras. So it's the AIO-5 Play for BMW. Right, so this also integrates completely with the BMW whiz wheel, scroll wheel that is on the motorbike as well, right? So there is no need to be able to add additional modules onto your BMW motorbike for this version because it completely integrates as part of the back-end interface into your motorbike, right? So that's also one of the great things that I think is great about this device. So that's also one of the advantages from purchasing this device, right? So the integration of the device, getting all of its data from your motorbike will be coming via this interface here. Let's see if we can power it up. No, there is no juice to it. And so what I've seen as well, I think that you need to have a power source connected to it to be able to boot it up off the motorbike, right? So we will do that obviously as well. So let's just get this hooked up to a power source, and then we can start syncing it with my telephone for the very preliminary steps. Let's make sure that we do the software update before I head out to the motorbike. Right, let's just unscrew the interface here to get access to it. Yep. So I can see that there is an SD card in here. And I also can see that there is the USB interface. So let's just plug this in. Cool, and you can see it's booting up. Japanese is available, as you can see. I'm choosing for English. Go for that for now. Okay, I guess I just need to accept this. Please connect to Wi-Fi. Cool. Activating. So let's move on. Do not operate the device while driving to avoid danger. Thank you, sir. Understood. Avoid using high pressure water hoses for close range cleaning. Yeah, because this is obviously it's IP6, I believe, rated, which means it can withstand rain whatsoever. But you don't want to be using, and that makes complete sense, your high pressure hose on it, because it probably would penetrate and infiltrate into the to the device itself, right? Checking for update. There is a new version, so we're definitely going to update. Now, while this update is going on, there is also a piece of important information I'd like to share with those who reside here in Japan. The people here in Japan, you are unable to purchase directly from Chigee Global. I've had contact with one of the sales representatives at Chigee at the global service desk, and they've informed me the reason why we need to procure our devices here in Japan from Tenex, right? This is where I've got to receive this device, is because there are certain regulations within the frequency range which need to be adjusted for Japan devices, right? So basically, this goes obviously via Bluetooth, and that's the reason why we in Japan, when we procure our devices here in Japan, we need to adhere to and abide by the frequency range, right? So that's the reason why Chigee Global will defer you to the reseller here in Japan, which is Tenex, right? 99% done. And there goes the jingle for reboot. There is the Chigee startup screen. There you go. It's up to date. Go to settings, systems update, yep. Update check, make sure. We're all good, perfect. Right, now what we want to do is we want to go into CarPlay. So let's go into CarPlay and sync it with my telephone. Available cars, here we go. Let's pair, okay. And there you go. How easy was that? Establish Bluetooth connection, you can see there. That is amazing, that is awesome. That went quite quick and very easy to do. Very impressed. Right, let's see what applications are available. Whether or not I can see my applications. Yes, and there is my favorite application, MRA, My Route app, available. Perfect. That is awesome. So let's just open up My Route app as a quick test. Let's go into MRA. Let's go into available routes. So here we go, there's an available route. And if I just use a route which I've done in the past, boom, navigate, and there you go. That is phenomenal. Look at that. On my telephone, here I am. Ha! Very impressive. I'm really impressed. So here I'm going from Tobaport to Hashimoto Route-in, which is a trip I've done recently, and that'll also appear on my YouTube channel quite soon as well. Guys, this is very impressive. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to head out to the motorbike. As you would have seen on my channel, my motorbike is not close to me. It's about a 10-minute walk from my apartment where I live here in Japan. And then I'm going to mount this on the motorbike into the BMW Cradle, and we'll start playing around with it. Right everyone, just a few days later now, and I have now the opportunity that I'm going to be using the motorbike. I've got to go somewhere and ride out to the dealer and take care of some business. So I just wanted to demonstrate on how easy it is and how convenient it is for you to be able to connect the Chigee device and mount it on the BMW Cradle, right? So as you see here, whenever I'm not using the motorbike, I typically always have the cover Cradle on it. So let me just remove that. So I've got the cover off it, and it's quite easy compared to other navigation devices, as I mentioned, because you never really know what is. I always struggled with the Nav6, what is the top and what is the bottom. Ultimately, in the end, I knew the writing was on the left-hand side, and that's how I had to go into the Cradle. What's great about the Chigee, it's obviously got the buttons on the top, which I've explained as well. Here again, just to mention this lovely seal, which will connect then to the Cradle and make it watertight, right? So that there is no water that can get in there during a rainy day whatsoever. So you just connect it to the bottom here, right? And then push this in. And then that's it. It's now connected, it's securely connected. That is going nowhere. That's how easy it is, just as you typically would with a Navi system, how well and sturdy it is. I mean, I've ridden off-road with devices connected to the Cradle and they've never come loose. This is going nowhere. It's nicely locked, so when you leave it in a parking area, someone can't take it. Someone maliciously would not be able to take this, right? There is no, they would break it if they would try to remove it from its Cradle, right? So what I'm going to demonstrate now at the moment is now that we've securely fastened and seated the device, the Chigee device, into the BMW Cradle. When I press the power button, you'll see the power to the motorbike coming up. And then just a few seconds after that, you'll see the splash screen from Tanix appearing, per the above. And then it's booted up, boom, it's there. Now here in Japan, because as I mentioned, we have frequency signals and requirements, do we get a screen message, and that lasts for about 1 minute. This message is just to ensure that it's not interfering with any frequency ranges around its around the unit itself. But that typically is done within less than a minute. For me, that's not really an issue whatsoever. And as you can see there, you can just click that away, right? So in the background. So the only thing it prohibits you is connecting to a hotspot for the time being, right? So that's gone. So you can see it here flashing at the top. And now I'm available in the menus, and I can cycle through the applications that I would want to use, right? So for me, the go-to application for navigating on my rides, if they're multi-day rides and I'm traveling around Japan, it's MRA, right? So these are the applications that this is the application that I typically use. Everything is available within the application that is available on my telephone on this device. Big thumbs up. This is awesome. Right, so I'm going to head out for a ride now, and I'll see you on the motorbike. I cannot get enough of this device, guys. How easy it is to use and how well it plugs into the motorbike. And I've mentioned this many times. This is not a navigation system, so it's basically just taking all of the data off your telephone. And as we all know these days, you don't entirely always need, as part of navigation, to have data in certain locations. You can download maps, right? Google Maps. You can download them locally. So in the event you would be disconnected from the grid, you would have no signal or whatever, the Google Maps will then just defer to the maps if you've downloaded locally onto your telephone for you then to further be able to navigate, right? Add, stop, share, end route, go back up. like, I find myself playing with it all the time. It's so easy to use. So basically I've selected that. I want to minimize this part as well. Boom. There it goes, it minimizes as well, right? So I'm just cycling through the various buttons, right? I want to add to the route to like a different spot. I want a better view. Boom, there you go, right? Go back to the normal view. And then you can start scrolling, and you scroll through. You want to turn the announcements off, right? So I've selected the announcements there. Boom, one click to the right. Turn all announcements off. There they go, they're off. Boom. Back out of the menu. I can see my music that I'm playing at the same time as well, right? So just scroll through. Boom, boom, boom. Want to skip to the next song? Boom. There you go. Skip to the next song. Want to skip to that one? Yeah, let's skip to that one. Back out. Scroll through again. And then I'm back in the maps. So let's go back out. Scroll through the menu, want something else. Want to check my messages. Nah, I don't want that. Here I've got 3 messages on my application, which is a line application which we use in Japan. Teams. No, I don't want that. Into page 4. Last page, which is WhatsApp. Back into the pages. Well, I'm using Apple Maps at the moment. There we go, back into Apple Maps. Hey everyone, that's the end of this video, and I hope you found it somewhat useful for yourself. As I've mentioned, I've done a lot of research myself on finding what is the best setup or what is the best system for me, and I stand by my words that I think for me, for my setup, this is the best device, right? So feels great in my hand, rock solid, really well built, and also the system itself, how it integrates into the BMW whiz wheel as part of the interface here at the back. It's got that great seal at the back as well to keep all the moist out. Extremely helpful and easy to use for me, right, for navigating on the motorbike now. So I just wanted to say a big thank you to Tanex Japan for sending this to me. I really appreciate. So anyone, as far as I understand, anyone procuring this device in Japan, when they go to the global website, will then they be directed as soon as sales are open. As in the making of this video now, you can't buy them here in Japan, but you will be then directed to Tanex to place a purchase with them directly. I found working with them absolutely awesome, right? So extremely helpful. And delivered this within a couple of days to me. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Don't be shy to like and subscribe this video. If you've got any comments or questions as well, just post them below, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. So thanks everyone, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks guys, bye bye.